Happy Cyber Monday, friend. I have the perfect shopping break for you. This is a 20-minute total body core focused, no equipment, no jumping, small space friendly workout. So press pause on your shopping, roll out your mat, get your music started, and meet me back here. All right, guys, we have a 5x3 bodyweight strength circuit, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest between exercises 3 times through, and we're gonna end with a low impact HIIT Tabata. All right, guys, I'm gonna press play on this timer, and we're gonna get started with curtsy lunges. So step the foot behind the ankle, or the knee rather behind the ankle, and then come back up. Most of the workout is going to be done down on the mat. This is the only standing exercise in our workout today. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can pulse down at the bottom of that curtsy lunge. That's one way. Time under tension is a great way to increase the difficulty of any body weight workout. Remember to keep your gaze forward, your chest lifted. All right, we're gonna come down onto the mat for some tricep dips. So we're gonna come up into a reverse tabletop. So shoulders over wrists, and then keep those elbows tracking in towards each other. Lift your hips, and then bend your elbows and straighten. You could also do these on the couch or on a chair if you wanted to. Really feel my triceps in these. Skull crushers and dips for me really work my triceps. No, it's funny how different exercises can feel different. Keep your chest open, your collarbones spread wide. All right, we're gonna come down into a marching bridge. So come down onto your back, bring your heels in towards your glutes, feet are hip width distance apart. Take an inhale, lift your hips, and then march. Right knee, and then left. Doing your best to keep the front of your hips level. So if you had something sitting here, it wouldn't rock side to side as you lift the other foot. And then squeezing the glute of that supporting leg, or hugging it. I mean, you don't want to squeeze it so hard that you can't move, but definitely engaging it, and then pulling that heel back in towards your glute. Exhaling as you march, and inhaling as you lower. All right, we're gonna come into some penguins. So feet a little wider than hip width distance apart. Loop your shoulders down, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and then we're gonna tap hand towards the pinky toe. So relax the shoulders, snuggle them down and back into their sockets. Inhaling as you come through center, and then exhaling as you reach for those toes. And then you can fire up your inner thighs by imagining that you're hugging, or if you have a little Pilates ball, you can bring it between your inner thighs to hug. All right, we're gonna come up into a V-sit, palms facing down, hands shoulder height, and we're gonna row our elbows back and extend one leg. So find a slight angle from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Well, it's a straight line, but you're reclined at an angle from your hips. Still that imaginary string lifting your chest, and then hug those elbows in towards one another. I mean, if you wanted to be extra spicy, you could hover your feet and then straighten the leg. Okay, back into those curtsy lunges. I'm going to do the double pulse down at the bottom. I'm also going to bring my hands behind my head and my elbows out, but make sure that you keep those front ribs knitted in towards one another. Pulse, 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 pulse. Now, if you want to add in some extra oblique work, when you come up to stand, you're going to bring that knee towards the elbow. All just options. The curtsy lunge is the foundational move. The pulse is an add-on, and the knee drive is an add-on, definitely not necessary parts of the movement, but I always want to give you options to progress. All right, back down for those tricep dips. So fingertips facing your hips, shoulders over the wrists, come up into that reverse tabletop, and then bend the elbows and come back up. You know, I always think that these don't look like very much when I see them being done, and then when I do them, I'm like, holy moly. Be sure to press through the palm of your hand and into the fingertips. And then don't let those elbows splay out towards the side. Think about hugging them in towards one another. Like if you had a resistance band and you slid it up to your biceps, it would prevent those elbows from flaring out. All right, glute bridge march. So pull your heels isometrically back towards your buns. Pull them out apart with your feet. And then keep your knees and inner thighs pulling in towards one another, but not touching. You can pulse here too. You could add a lower and a lift, just different ways to make it a little bit more difficult. Remember, we want to keep the fronts of the hips level. All right, penguins, feet a little wider than hip width. And we're going to loop the shoulders down and back in their sockets. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. And then reach pinky finger towards pinky toe. And again, you can pulse. That's another way to add a little bit of tension. You can walk your feet a little bit further away. That's another way to make it a little bit more difficult. Woo! All right, up into that V-sit. So remember, feet on the mat or up into that boat pose. And then row Extend one leg, bring them back to center, and then extend the other. So if you extend, you're also working into the quadricep and the hip flexors, and then of course your core, and then upper body as well. And as you row those elbows back, imagine that you had like a little mini loop band on your hands to add some resistance. You can add quite a bit of resistance just engaging your muscles. And sometimes thinking about a tool like that mini band can actually help you engage a little bit more. All right, final round. This is our third round of the strength circuit. And then we get a 1-minute break after this round. So curtsy lunges. I'm gonna do the pulse, pulse, knee drive. Pulse, pulse, knee drive. And I always feel my inner thighs the day after I do curtsy lunges, whether I use weights or not. It's a good thing. It's important for those muscles to be strong. They help us to balance and they help us to stabilize. They help our knees. They help us run fast. They help us walk. All right, tricep dips. I think I'm going to use the couch this time. If you have access to a chair or couch or some other elevated surface, remember, keep those elbows hugging in. Squeeze the triceps as you come up. Keep your gaze forward, chest proud. Whew, I'm gonna feel my triceps tomorrow too. All right, coming down for the glute bridge. And remember, we don't want to overextend the fronts of our hips to the ceiling. We want to squeeze our buns and then roll back down, bring your tailbone to the mat. Oops, we're marching. You can roll down if you want, or you can hold the bridge and march opposite knee in towards the chest. Just giving you lots of options. I'm always here with the options. Okay, you could do this with a mini band around just above your knees for some added tension. All right, penguins, toe taps, heel reaches, whatever you want to call them. So shoulders down and back, long back of the neck, and then reach. So the obliques are really working. Like, I'm not using my arms. I'm not lengthening my arms. My arms are the same length the entire time. It's that oblique crunch that brings my pinky finger towards my pinky toe. What is it, Fiona? Last 5 seconds of this exercise. All right. Carefully come up into that V-sit row. So shoulders down and back, hands out, shoulder height, palms facing down. row. And this isn't fast, this is slow and controlled. So in our Tabata round, we're going to have an opportunity to move a little bit faster if you want to. You could also do these with like a band, handle band, anchored to a spot in front of you, and you can row the band handles back towards your shoulders. Okay, we have a minute break. Have some water, walk around. If you don't need a break, you can do some squats or jumping jacks or anything that feels right for you. We have 2 moves for our Tabata finisher. So just a refresher, a Tabata is a HIIT interval where we work for 20 seconds, we recover for 10, and we repeat that for a total of 8 rounds. So we're really working hard in those 20 seconds and recovering in the 10 seconds so we can jump back in. It's really good for increasing endurance. Our 2 moves are going to be a crab toe touch. So same reverse tabletop, and then you just reach opposite hand for opposite foot. And then the second move is a beast or a break dancer. So from a bear plank, we do a kick through. We have about 10 seconds before we're going to get into that crab toe touch. So go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and then opposite hand to opposite foot without letting your hips sway side to side too much. So definitely getting some more tricep work there. All right, now it's time for that break dancer or beast kick through. So hovering in your tabletop and then kick through. And you can go as fast as you can with good form in this one. Really think about pulling that top elbow back. All right, that was round 1. We have 3 more. Back into that crab toe touch. So pull your belly button back, in and up. Okay, break dancer round 2. Bring into that hovering table. All right, crab toe touch, round 3 on deck. And if you can move faster here without, wobbling side to side, go for it. I'm trying to keep myself really steady. And a reverse tabletop hold is always an alternative option for that move, as is a bear plank hold for the break dancer kick through. Another alternative for the break dancer would be a bicycle crunch on your back if you feel pain in your shoulder. Woo! All right, friends, we have 1 more round. Heart rate is up. Muscles are starting to shake. It's the exact desired outcome. in just 20 minutes. As promised, you will be out of your workout and back into your online shopping, if that's what you're doing today. If you were working and you just needed a 20-minute workout break, I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you're working this in after a run or a walk, fantastic. Squeaky mat. And saved by the bell. Friends, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you back here on Wednesday with another brand new workout. In the meantime, take good care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Look for the good in the world and make good in the world. Okay, see you soon.